Good morning and welcome to this lecture on flowchart. My dear students, how are you? Hope you are feeling fine. In this lecture, I will show you how to make a flowchart. And the question has been selected from Unit 1, Lesson 3. My dear students, in this lecture, I will also show you the change that the students who will appear at the HSC exam 2022, there are certain changes in the syllabus, and I will show you the changes also. And before that, I am going to disappear. My dear students, here you find the short and corrected syllabus for the students who will appear at the examination 2022. Here you find that your part 1, that is reading part, is the same as the original syllabus, but there are some changes in the writing part. Let's see. Here in the short and corrected syllabus, you find 3 items of question in the writing part, and these items are paragraph writing, story writing, and informal letter. Paragraph writing 15 marks, story writing 15 marks, and informal letter 10 marks. But in the original syllabus there were 5 items. Paragraph writing 10 marks, informal letter or email 5 marks, analyzing maps, graphs or charts 10 marks, and appreciating short stories or poem 8 marks. And these 2 items, that is analyzing maps, graphs or charts and appreciating short stories or poems, these 2 items have been excluded from the short and corrected syllabus. So now for the writing part, you will take preparation only on these 3 items, and the first word is the same as the original one. We also find some changes in second paper, and here you find the short and corrected syllabus. In the grammatical part, that is in part A, you find 9 types of question, and previously there were 12 types of question. And in the composition part, in part B, you find only 3 types of question here. Let's see the changes. In the grammatical part, in the original syllabus there were 12 items, and 3 items have been excluded, and these 3 items are gap filling activities without clues for articles, changing sentences, that is change of voice, sentence types, that is simple, complex, compound, then degree, positive, comparative, superlative, degree, interchange of sentences, interchange of degrees, and change of voice. This item has been excluded. And another item, pronoun reference or pronoun agreement, this item has also been excluded from the short and corrected syllabus. So in the original syllabus there were 12 items in part A or grammatical part. Now you find 9 items, and marks allotted for the grammatical items are the same, 60 marks. And in the composition part or part B, you find some changes. There were 4 types of questions in the original syllabus and 2 types have been excluded. These are report writing and free writing, that is descriptive, narrative, persuasive, argumentative, imaginative and creative writing of 200 to 250 words based on personal experience, everyday problems, familiar topics, recent events and incidents. That is your essay. This has been excluded. And these 2 types. And here paragraph based on one of the paragraph types, listing, narration, comparison and contrast, cause and effect. And this one item has been divided into 2. In the short and corrected syllabus, we find formal letter writing 10 marks, then paragraph writing by listing, description, by listing or by description 15 marks, then again writing paragraph, comparison and contrast, cause and effect within 200 marks. That is, this one type of paragraph has been divided into 2 in the short and corrected syllabus. So now you will have to take preparation on paragraph writing and formal letter writing, and marks allotted for the writing part are the same. So my dear students, these are the changes you find in your short and corrected syllabus, and this syllabus is for the students who will appear at HSC examination in 2022. Now let's come to the point, our question that we will discuss today. A flowchart. Here you find a question on flowchart, and this question has been selected from unit 1 lesson 3. Let's read the question first. Based on your reading of the phases, make a flowchart showing different stages of Valentina Tereshkova's life from her birth to her selection as a cosmonaut. Here you find one sample answer and 5 boxes. These are blank. You will have to write 5 short notes in the blank boxes, and you will have to choose the short notes from this text. Let's read the text. Valentina Tereshkova was born in the village Maslenikovo, Tatarsky district in central Russia. Tereshkova's father was a tractor driver and her mother worked in a textile plant. Tereshkova began school in 1945 at the age of 8, but left school in 1953 and continued her education through distance learning. She became interested in parachuting from a young age and trained in skydiving at the local Aero Club, making the first jump at age 22 on 21 May 1959. At that time, she was employed as a textile worker in a local factory. It was her expertise in skydiving that led to her selection as a cosmonaut. So our question is, here you will get the main question, I mean the key words and phrases here after the word showing different stages of Valentina Tereshkova's life. Different stages of Valentina Tereshkova's life. And in this text we find her different stages. First, you will pick up the sentences or the points which are suitable for the question, and then you will have to process the sentences or phrases or the words as a short note, because while writing a short note you will have to use the action verb and you will have to avoid the use of be verb. That is, you are to write the short note in the same way as you find in the title or heading of a newspaper. So let's first take the sentences or the points which are suitable for the question. First, as the question is different stages of her life from her birth to her selection as a cosmonaut. So this is a point about his birth and this has been mentioned. Oh no, actually the point which is mentioned is not that. This is the point after that. This is another stage of her life. Tereshkova began school in 1945 at the age of 8. And then another point, but left school in 1953 and continued her education through distance learning. Here you find another stage. She became interested in parachuting from a young age and trained in skydiving at the local aero club. Here you find another point, making her first jump at age 22 on 21 May 1959. Here you find another point. At that time, she was employed as a textile worker in a local factory. And the last point here, it was her expertise in skydiving that led to her selection as a cosmonaut. So, these are the points appropriate for the question. Now, you will have to process these points as a short note. I have already told you that in a short note you will avoid the use of be verb and also you will use the action verbs only. So let's do that. These are the selected points appropriate for the answer, and now we will process these points as short notes. Tereshkova began school in 1945 at the age of 8. As the question is about Tereshkova, so we need not write, we need not mention the name Tereshkova, just we can process this as a short note in this way. Began school in 1945 at the age of 8. And this is another point, but left school in 1953 and continued her education through distance learning. Here you need not write the word, the conjunction but here. So we can write the point in this way. Left school in 1953 and continued her education through distance learning. And if necessary, you can make this 1 point into 2. Left school in 1953, 1 point, and continued her education through distance learning, another point. You can divide this point into 2. Next, she became interested in parachuting from a young age and trained in skydiving at the local Aero Club. And again, she, the pronoun is not necessary. So the point is, became interested in parachuting from a young age and trained in skydiving at the local Aero Club. Again, if necessary, you can divide this point into two. You can write became interested in parachuting from a young age, and another point, trained in skydiving at the local Aero Club. And then making her first jump at the age 22 on 21 May 1959. So in the same way as the points mentioned before, you can change the verb into past form. Made her first jump at age 22 on 21 May 1959. So here the verb is in ing form, that is in present participle form, and you should change this into past form of verb. So the point is, made her first jump at age 22 on 21 May 1959. And this is another point. At the time, she was employed as a textile worker in a local factory. And again, you can process this point in this way. Here first, the time phrase at the time. Instead of writing this in the beginning of the point, you can write this at the end of the point at that time. And she was employed. Here be verb, this be verb will be omitted and subject is not necessary. So the point is employed as a textile worker in a local factory at that time. And the last point, it was her expertise in skydiving that led to her selection as a cosmonaut. So like the previous point, we can change this point, change this information into a short note like this. Selected as a cosmonaut due to her expertise in skydiving. So actually the sentence here shows the meaning that is same as we have written in this point. She was selected as a cosmonaut, and why? The reason is her expertise. So we have written the short note in this way: selected as a cosmonaut due to or for her expertise in skydiving. So my dear students, you can process the short notes in this way. And we can write something about the question before the short notes, and this is mainly the question. The flowchart showing different stages of Valentina Tereshkova's life from her birth to her selection as a cosmonaut. So this portion has been taken from the question, and only these three words are added is given below. So you will pick up the portion after from the question after showing the flowchart, not just after showing the flowchart, make a flowchart. So after make a, and the article A will be changed into the flowchart showing different stages of Valentina Tereshkova's life from her birth to her selection as a cosmonaut. This portion is taken from the question and only is given below. This portion is added. And now the short notes. These are the short notes. So this is the complete answer, and while making the answer, you should follow these techniques. I am repeating the points again. From the text that will be mentioned in the, that will be given in the question paper, you will first choose some appropriate words, phrases or sentences, or the parts of sentences appropriate for the question, and then you will have to process the sentences or the phrases into appropriate short notes, as we have done this here. And actually we have got here some more points or some more short notes, and you will have to write only 5, and so you will not write less than 5 or more than 5, you will write only 5, and so we have written here only 5 points. From the 6 points, 6 short notes, 1 has been excluded, and this is the answer. And you can also prepare short notes or make a flowchart following these methods and techniques. And now homework for you. This is another question from unit 1 lesson 3, the same lesson, and you will prepare short notes or you will make a flowchart on the basis of this question at home. And this question is almost the same as the question we have already discussed. Based on your reading of the passage, make a flowchart showing different stages of Kalpana Chawla's life from her birth to her doing the PhD. From her birth to her doing the PhD. As in the previous question, we have got the information that from her birth, from Valentina Tereshkova's birth to her selection as a cosmonaut. So, in the same way, from her birth to her doing the PhD, she overcame different stages of her life, and you will make a flowchart on the basis of this question, and the question is almost the same. I hope you will be able to make a flowchart on the basis of this question easily. So my dear students, that's all today. Thank you very much.